What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Overdose. Right now, we are doing Red Pill Edition 101s, Red Pill and Chill. If you want the game, get it on Amazon at Red Pill and Chill. Today, we have a special guest. Introduce yourself. What do you do? Where you from? Talk to me.
You already know who it is, man. It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne.
Yes,
I am the host of the hashtag Reclaim Your Throne channel on YouTube. I run a fitness business, I run a real estate business, and I also run a car rental business.
Ooh, we're going to get to that later.
Yes.
Right now, we're going to do Red Pill and Chill, all right? Let's get it.
Okay.
All right, what are your thoughts on a 30-year-old dating an 18-year-old?
Man or woman, or does the gender matter?
Or? Let's do both. Let's say a 30-year-old man and then a
Okay, so 30-year-old man dating a 18-year-old woman, I don't see any problem with it. As long as he's like fulfilling his masculine burden of performance and taking care of her, paying for shit when they go out and all that kind of stuff.
But people gonna say they don't have nothing in common.
Well, I mean, actually, the reality is most men don't have much in common with women in general. So it's like, it doesn't matter if she's, like, people want to try and act like they're going to relate on, oh, I saw that show in the 90s, dude. It doesn't matter if you was watching Boomerang while I was watching, iCarly or something.
Okay.
The reality is opposites attract. So men are attracted to the opposite of them. So, like, I don't want to date a girl and then she start talking about, getting under a car and changing the muffler out. Like, I don't want to date a woman for that because I can do that myself.
So you don't like an experienced woman? You don't like a more experienced woman, like a 25 versus an 18-year-old?
Experienced in what?
Like in life, in general.
No, I mean, a
30-year-old, another 30-year-old.
Nah, I'm good on it because, like, by then, according to the body count formula, she got too many bodies by then. So, like, I'm not really trying to rock with all that.
Okay.
Plus, like, you're going to be taking on the emotional baggage and turmoil of, like, past relationships that she's had. Mm-hmm. So I'd rather deal with a clean slate, like, fresh slate.
Okay. So for you personally, would you advise men to do the same thing?
Oh, yeah. I would advise all men to date within that 18 to maybe 23-year-old range because shit, after that, hey, it's OV. Like, shorty, I mean, according to the body count formula, which is her age minus 18 multiplied by 3 to 7, depending on her level of promiscuity. I mean, she gonna have them racked up by then. So you gotta get them while it's hot, man. You don't pull up to the damn Krispy Kreme when the hot donut sign ain't on, do you? Hell no. So we trying to get the hot donuts. You
know what they're going to say? They're going to say, why you don't date people around your same age? And then what do you say to that?
Because, like, the younger women, the reality is they hotter. So, you want a man wants the best deal. You want the best bang for your buck. So, like, you're going to want to get the best deal that you can. Mm-hmm. And throughout your whole life, you worked to get a good deal, especially when it comes to mating. So, the reality is, like, it's really not no competition as far as, like, physicality and beauty. And that's, like, one of the main components that men are looking for, as well as fertility and, that youthful spirit and that just not having that baggage and being able to just fall 100% in love. Because, like, a 30-year-old woman, she ain't going to fall 100% in love with you, especially if y'all the same age. She going to think she know more than you. She going to probably try and tout all the accolades that she done accumulated throughout her life. So, and it has nothing to do with, like, a man being intimidated by that. We just don't care, and we don't care to hear about that. So we want her for who she is, like, straight up when we meet her.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And then let's do reverse. So a 30-year-old woman dating an 18-year-old man.
So I think at that point she's just trying to look for a young buck to break her back out. I don't really think she's taking that guy seriously, and a lot of women prefer older men. Like I always say on my channel, when we was in elementary school, the elementary school girls was looking at the middle school boys. We was in middle school, the middle school girls was looking at the high school boys. We was in high school, the high school girls was looking at the college dudes. So, and when I was in college, the college girls were looking at the grad school guys, the guys who are in graduate school getting their master's or a higher level degree. So women date up, they date across and up, but they predominantly want to date up. So the reality is, a woman who's going to, deal with a guy who's that young, who doesn't have any life experience at all, for one, she gonna be funding them. So she gonna be paying. She gonna be paying for the
most of the
date.
stuff, yeah.
She gonna be paying for. He may not even have a car at that point with this economy. So she gonna be whipping them around, and it's just not gonna work for that woman because psychologically she can't be in a genuine traditional relationship where she submits to that man if she feels like she's in a higher position of authority than that man. So
you're saying that when you, in your opinion, do you think that women actually build or help build and date potential?
Women will help build a guy who I'll say that they'll help build a guy who doesn't have no type of potential whatsoever. Like that's what I be seeing. Like they help a guy who's helpless. Like he's a lost cause already, and they already fucked him. So now they have to like double down and act like they made a good decision by dealing with this guy.
Ooh,
so that's how they get into it because their pride won't allow them to say, "Hey man, I messed up on giving this dude the box."
Choice,
yeah, they double down on it and they double down on these bad dudes. Now there are situations where a woman like will come in to a guy's life and help him like achieve, a high level of greatness, like started from the bottom. But I would say that it's rare. Usually the man has already built that thing up and then the woman's like moving in after the house is already built.
I agree. Can you date potential? Why or why not?
Yeah, I can date potential.
But hold on, let me break it down real quick. So, what type of potential can you date? Can you date financial potential? Can you date physical potential? Maybe like she look good, but she's just a little heavy around the edges.
Yeah, so I don't care about her finances. I can date physical potential. Like if she's overweight, I can get her in shape. If she's too skinny, I can get her to the position that I want her to be. So I can definitely date potential and bring the woman up to the physical attractiveness level that I want her to be. Now, I can't date potential when it comes to, like, no hoe shit or anything like that. Gotcha. Like, if you was in the streets, look, it is what it is. Like, you can get the D, but it ain't nothing past that. You feel me?
I agree. No, I agree with that. So when it comes to potential, it's more so about the physical and it's about the financial. You don't give a fuck because you're going to make it work. Yeah. But when it comes to, like, their mindset, I'm guessing you like, nah, I'm not finna train.
No. Like, I'm not going to try and teach an old dog new tricks. Like, I'm not going to come in, you 35 years old, and then we trying to get you on some, like, submissive, clean, and cook shit. Like, nah, if you wasn't doing that in your previous relationships, look, whatever you learn at this point, that ain't on me.
Do you think women can date potential?
Yeah, I think women date potential all the time, and they date with hope in their eyes that the man will become what they want him to be. Ooh. But a lot of times it doesn't work out. So I don't advise them to date potential, but I do think that they do date potential a majority of the time. That's why like it's so easy for them to rack up their bodies quick, fast, in a hurry because like they're dating a guy who's not gonna get it. Like they date and can't get right. Okay. And most of the time they're not really using any type of male in their family to help the vetting process to pick the guy because like a lot of times women just go off of emotion. Yeah. But if a lot of women don't even want to bring the guy that they dealing with to their parents. Like I've heard women say that, I'm not gonna bring him to my parents unless I know for a fact he's serious. Well, you're probably not going to know if he's serious unless you have a male vet him. Yeah. At least somebody in your family or somebody who you're really close with who's not trying to sleep with you. So. Yeah.
All you're looking at is emotions. You're not looking at the red flags. Yeah. Which is the next question. What are some major red flags? Now, we're going to disagree with one because I know you're going to say one. Go ahead, talk to me.
Okay, so I'm going to say the one we're going to disagree on.
Let's go. You can start with that one. Let's go.
Tattoos.
Okay, why tattoos? Come on now.
Okay, so tattoos.
Hold on first. Do you have any tattoos yourself?
Yes, I do have tattoos. I got a chest piece, if you guys can see, and I got a forearm piece, and I'm looking to add some more. Tattoos are for men, okay? And they've always been for men. Men like women with flawless skin, point blank, period. We don't like blemishes. We don't like a girl who, I was a tomboy and I scraped up my knees in the past. Men like, as close to clear, flawless skin as possible. Yeah. And we don't ask for much. So I was actually talking to, this girl was responding on my TikToks today. And she was like, I'm going to get a back tattoo and da-da-da-da. I was like, honey, I'm going to tell you right now, as your elder, do not get a back tattoo because it's going to completely ruin your beauty.
What's wrong with a back tattoo?
Man, hell no. Like, do you want to be, like, there's this girl in my city, like, bro, she got a whole mural on her back. It's like
Okay.
some damn Game of Thrones Death Star shit. Like, do you want to be hitting a chick from the back and then you're just looking at like some?
You can't look at some art while you hitting it from the back.
Man, hell no! I'm
You
trying
can't
to
look at some art while you
I'm
looking
trying
at
to
it from
look
the
at
back.
that, that booty and see it smacking. I'm not trying to look at no damn Sistine Chapel on her back or something like that. So,
Is there a reason behind that though, or you just?
oh
Don't
yeah,
want-
because tattoos is a telltale sign that the woman has gone through a traumatic situation,
Ooh.
or it's
Break
like,
it down for me. Why?
or it's like an identification of a scorned lover. A lot of women get tattoos of a mate that they were with, and then what they'll do is they'll end up covering up that tattoo with something different. So, like, I'm not about to commit to no woman who ever got another man's name tattooed on them. And a lot of women do that, and they don't even think about it until that situation with that guy breaks up. That goes back to dating potential because they think that it's going to last forever, and they put something permanent on their body, and then now that thing ends, and then they still have that permanent mark on their body. So tattoos is a telltale sign that she's been through something traumatic, and then when she starts going like usually tattoos are pretty addictive. So once you get one, you want to start adding to them.
Okay.
And I think at a point it just starts to become extremely unattractive. Like, I could understand if she got one sleeve and it's chill and whatnot, but like, it's some girls who just be getting random tattoos on the collarbone, on a titty. Like, bruh,
You don't like the collarbone?
don't get any tattoos near your reproductive organs.
Okay.
That's what I say.
Okay.
Especially as a woman, if you are gonna get tattoos, don't get any tattoos near your reproductive organs. So don't get no tattoos on your booty. Don't get no tattoos, in your groin.
I agree with that.
Don't get no tattoos on your titties. Don't get no tattoo. The sternum tattoo, the Rihanna tattoo.
Oh,
Y'all
no,
need to stop it.
No, hold on. See now we disagree because the sternum one and the back one, not the tramp stamp, but the one that goes on the spine of the back.
Oh, you talking about just like a straight line spine
that.
tat?
That. He's like, I still no. And then the feet one. Those are the three that I'm like.
Okay, so
cool.
the thing about feet tattoos is that the skin on your feet shed all the time. So that's
Gotcha.
gonna end up fading out anyway. So, is it really wise to get a foot tattoo? Probably not. Like when girls get tattoos on their inner finger or something like
I
that.
don't like no fingers. I don't like
I mean, I would accept that over,
Really?
a arm sleeve or a
Damn.
chest tat or a collarbone tat. The only tattoos that I really could accept is like maybe a cross behind the ear or like a finger cross tattoo.
Okay.
But yeah, man. I mean, any girl that I deal with, I'm like, bro, do not get no tattoos. Don't cut your hair. Don't do this. Don't do that, because you really
Cut your
have
hair
to
is-
tell them,
Yes.
because they do the big chop and then it's OV.
Yes.
So tattoos is definitely a red flag.
And what are some other red flags?
And I just want to make an analogy too, like in the wild, when you
Yeah.
see a spotted reptile or a spotted amphibian or something like that. Usually
Okay.
that means that they are a poisonous animal. So yeah. So tattoos is definitely an indicator that shorty has some toxic qualities.
Okay.
Another red flag is like she's going to the club all the time.
Okay, so like
She a party
always out type shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
party girl. Another red flag is her Instagram is real slutty. That's a red flag.
But hold on, why are they red flags?
You said why are they red flags?
Why are they red flags?
So going out means that she probably gets drunk often,
Mm.
and when you get drunk, especially for a woman, women get drunk to lower their inhibitions so that they can make decisions that they may or may not regret the next night. So
I'm clipping that. Clipped.
Yeah.
Go ahead, keep going.
So
Go
when
ahead.
they go out, I know for a fact that
this is
they're
good.
getting piped often. Maybe not every weekend, maybe
Mm-hmm.
not, but at the end of the day, there's 52 weekends in a year.
Mm-hmm.
If you get smashed even 10% of those weekends, that means you got 5 bodies in a year. That's a no-no.
Yeah.
So it just means that you're going to be more susceptible and more open to getting ran through.
And make bad decisions.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So definitely can't be going clubbing and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, and then what are some other ones?
Like I said, the big chop. If she's got like cut her hair or anything like that, that shows that she's a feminist. Dyed hair shows that she's a feminist. Yeah.
So that's
those are like more physical red flags.
What about? Because one of my things is like fucking always having like male friends, and you don't have no female friends.
Okay,
Is
so
that a big thing for you too, or no?
If she has male friends when I meet her, that's not a huge issue because she's single. But if we get together and she still has male friends and she's still trying to keep them, on the keychain and whatnot, then that is a red flag.
Okay, got you. Carrying on. Last one. All right. What do you think a man wants in a woman? What does a man want in a woman?
So it's easy. It's 3 things: sex, silence, and sandwiches. So if a woman can do
break down
that,
sex. Hold on. Break down
Okay.
sex. We're going to silence.
So sex, sexual access and sexual variety is essential to a man's mental health. First off, so sexual access is the ability to have intercourse with a woman. Okay. Sexual variety is the ability to have intercourse with multiple women. So men want sex, okay, and they want sex from their woman, yes, but they also want sex from other women. Yeah. So if that woman can provide that and be a conduit or a tool to bring in vetted women into the situation, not no threesome shit, just for the man to get his rocks off with her dolo, okay? Don't do a threesome with your girl. But if the woman can be like a 5-star recruiter and bring bad chicks in for you to smash, then that is the ideal thing, okay? So let's go to silence. Now, I'm not saying
Hold on, real quick. So
okay.
I got to push back on that real quick. So a lot of people would say that they wouldn't even want their woman to know because she would be more susceptible to cheat because they don't want to be honest. If they're honest, they're going to cheat. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so, I mean, ideally, you don't want the woman to know, but if she finds out that you're lying to her, you're going to lose the girl.
Got you.
So you have to be honest about it and allow her to make that decision. And if the girl is not down for it, then you just, got to move on. Okay. Because at the end of the day, men want variety. Like I said, sexual access and sexual variety is essential to a man's mental health. So, we're going to need that... we're going to need that extra fix. Men have a high sex drive, high testosterone, especially if you want a fit guy. I mean, a guy who's got 6-pack abs, bro. I mean, the reality is that his shit is getting bricked up like every 2 hours because you have high testosterone levels and you're very active and you're in great shape and your blood levels are good and, the way that you get an erection is the blood rushes down to your genitalia. Okay. So... I mean, a guy who looks good is in shape. He's gonna have a high sex drive. Okay, and then silence and so silence. Yeah, so the woman doesn't have to be a mute, right? But she has to know her place, and she has to know when to be quiet when grown folks is talking. Okay, so the reality.
Bro, this whole video clipping the whole shit.
No, but that's real though.
Go ahead.
It's so real because like sometimes you don't want
your woman to be opinionated. You don't want your woman to give you like, hey, I don't think you should do this or etc. or what?
I do like a woman who can have like playful banter back and forth. Okay. And she can have her own opinion. Yeah, that's fine. Especially like when we're in a private setting and we're like we're debating a topic or debating a discussion, like that's totally fine. But in a public setting, you really want the woman to be seen and not heard. And I know it's going to sound crazy. I know it's going to upset some people. But in reality, you want her to be that eye candy on your side to make you look better. Once she start talking, especially when that liquor get involved or wine or whatever, and she start,
teleport hitting.
Yeah, like she starts spousing off that she got the Casamigos in her and she start just spewing off random, intimate, personal things. It's an L. So
you rather her be...
I would rather her be
talking.
Yeah, I would rather her be selective when she speaks, and then when she does speak, she speaks with a purpose, and it shuts the whole room down. So that's what I want out of a woman.
Okay, and then sandwich, the last one.
Oh yeah, so sandwiches, man, you got to know how to cook. You got to know how to throw down. You got to know Mima's old recipe. You got to know your auntie, your great auntie's recipe who put her foot in every dish. You need to know how to cook. It's too many women out here who do not know how to cook, who burning grits, who burning boiled eggs. I mean, it is absolutely ridiculous. We have a pandemic going on, and it is not the CV, okay? It is a pandemic of women not knowing how to cook. They have lost the old tradition of their grandmama cookbook, their mama cookbook. They ain't passed down no recipes.
That's lost.
Exactly. Like that joint, Indiana Jones gonna have to come back and find that joint because It is so destitute out here for women with culinary skills.
Would you say that in overall nurturing in general, or more specifically the cooking? Because I would say that in nurturing in general.
Yeah. So definitely overall nurturing in general, but I think that cooking for a man is a staple in a relationship, because the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. So when a woman cooks for a man, she is showing the ultimate level of respect and love, because she is serving that man. And she's putting her all into these recipes. She's cooking from scratch. You know, she's using ingredients that she bought or you bought or whatever, but she's taking time out of her day specifically to please you. So a woman absolutely 100% has to know how to cook, because you know, if she don't know how to cook, man, at the end of the day, what is she really doing?
Add it to your life, exactly.
Yeah, because women want traditional men, but then when it comes to them being traditional, they want to throw it out the window and say, oh, that's some 1950s talk. But then you want the man to make six figures and be tall and strong and be able to beat, you know, King Kong up in your defense.
And while you wearing booty ass shorts.
Exactly. Like you want to be able to go outside naked, buck naked, and you say you fear for your life, but you're going to the club drunk as a skunk and then butt naked. So it's like, which one is it? Like they want to say that, oh, I'm scared to walk down the street, but then hoes don't get cold. So you gotta pick one, okay?
Woo, all right. And then where can they find you?
They can find me at Reclaim Your Throne on all platforms: Instagram, Rumble, YouTube, TikTok as well. Okay, if you want to learn some fitness tips, you already know, get that Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course, because I mean, we rocking and we turning, you know, average Joes into average swoles. So you know what I mean?
Talk heavy. If you enjoyed this has been the Red Pill and Chill 101. You can play this at your events. You can play with your friends. If you play with your partner, be very selective on the questions. You don't want to out yourself. But if you want to get this game, just type in Red Pill and Chill on Amazon. Other than that, I'm out. Thank you for coming there. Bye. We out. Peace.